So for question one, it asked, what are some of the channels you would choose to boost the revenue of the Salvation Army location in Dallas? Which would you target first and why? So according to their balance sheets, they are making money at the place, but I feel like they can definitely be squeezing more profit through their donations. Through the donations is how they sell them and make the money. And they aren't the first name that comes to mind when I think about giving the donations. Most of the time, when I think of donations, I think of Goodwill or Savers or other places like that. So there's definitely some marketing that they can be doing that they are not utilizing to get their name out more and add some value and squeeze some more profit out of it to be its fullest. Another venue that they need to be utilizing would be the As Is auction because it's the first time I personally never hearing about it, and I know that there's a lot of people that like to buy things wholesale and by the pound, and we would be interested in that sort of thing. So they definitely need to be pushing both of those two, due to the fact that it's a lot of the first times that we're hearing about it, and that they can be squeezing a lot more profit out of those two areas.
One of the first areas I would target would be increased social media use. At current time, the Salvation Army has a decent budget for print material or ads, but not for social media. Aside from the time an employee would use to create the ads, it would be relatively cheap. This would generate the items, especially larger items such as furniture and cars, in a new audience, like college students. Salvation Army may also connect with some of the colleges teaching computer classes repairs, and etc., to see if there may be a way to have the students use the donated electronics for repairs. It would provide the needed material to practice on by the students and will also be used by nonprofit the Salvation Army afterwards. Both would benefit. A realignment of the products and stores may be necessary as well. Store number 4 gets the good stuff before stores 5 through 7. Yet 5 through 7 make more profit. By realigning a few of the shipments, this may increase the profit by the other 3 stores significantly. While the 8th store was rendered useless due to the accident, the Dallas Salvation Army may want to consider installing another store in the northwest or in the southeast sections of the city due to none being there. While this may cost a bit to start, it will no doubt increase sales due to need.
The Salvation Army's process is really effective. It ensures that get the best quality items presented at their stores. I really like that they get a lot of variety of donors from multiple sources like businesses, individuals, and organizations. So they can get bulk items and specialized individual items. So they can get the best quality items into their customers' hands. And then because they get such a as a result of all their sources, they get a lot of quantity of items, so they get a constant inflow of profit, which is really really good. Um, their reclamation process is really effective because it makes sure that they get the best quality products possible by getting the best quality products into the store first and selling those. Anything that needs repaired is repaired, made a lot better quality, and then sold. And then any items that are really not very good quality or just trashed and got getting rid of. Um, the process is also really good because it maximizes that all their quality items are just straight up sold and for a higher price instead of like a lower price. The only suggestion I would suggest is that they lower their discounts by which they give them out by like at least 5 to 10%, so that they can improve their profits just by a little bit. So, for example, it's 50%, they can lower down to 45%, so that way they can make that profit margin right there between that 5% difference. And because they're constantly getting a large quantity of items, and if they continue with some discounts and what they do, they should boost profits by a significant margin.
So question 3 is asking which operation was most efficient and then which operation was most expensive. And I think the most efficient operation would have to be the reclamation and the sale of all of the donated items. That's because as it is laid out on both the income and the revenue statements, the sales from the stores generated over $8 million for each year, and that's way more significant than any other operation that was performed. I think the most expensive operation would have to be the vehicular resale, and that's because on the expense statement, the depreciation for the vehicles was allocated over $200,000, and that's again significant comparatively to all the other operations that were performed.